Guys, one of the last thing that you will think on this planet Earth, it is to hear that police have stolen money. But I actually come with bad news because I'm here to confirm to you that it is alleged that between year 2014 to year 2016, one of a member of the Police South African Service, I think in the intelligence department, stole an amount or money amounting to 100 million rand. Even as of now, it has been said that the investigation is still ongoing. And here's the funny part again. Every time they do the investigation and put the file there, the file got stolen. You know? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? People who know how to cover themselves. Right. That story, guys, is so super complicated, right? But let me unpack that. Well, we have another story. Now you will remember in Gauteng we have oh look our premier, the new premier, Mr. Panyaza Lesofi. He established what we call it. I don't know. It's police, but they are called warden, something like that, right? But again, in Ekasi, we call them Amapanyaza. You know, they are always driving cars in BMW, right? Again, even then, it has been confirmed that some people are claiming that no, they were not paid, right? Remember, we are talking about police who's supposed to prevent crime. So I'm going to ask you this. If police who are supposed to prevent crime are not paid, what are they most likely to do? Remember, their job description is to prevent crime. So I can give you an answer there. They are most likely to work with criminals to pay themselves because they don't have money. If you don't pay these people who are so crucial, they are most likely to work with criminals. Do you see what I'm trying to say? But again, I'm about to unpack all of this provided that you're interested. If you are interested, then please stick around. As you stick around, there are a few things that I'm requesting from you guys. Number 1, subscribe. 2, like the video. 3, comment in the comment section below. You need to share this video, watch this video until the end, watch the ads. Doing all of this, it does help out a lot when it comes to the YouTube algorithm to promote and spread this video to as many people as possible. Now, I'm going to start with the story that was recorded by Daily Maverick. The story has been here for quite some time, but I was too busy to cover the story. The story was released on the 29th of November 2023 by Mark Haywood, right? It is still not clear when or if a government gazette will be published legislating the Gauteng crime prevention wardens and declaring them to be peace officers in terms of the Criminal Procedure Act. As this process is drawn out to the Confian Mount, the group of former Department of Correctional Service officials who oversaw the warden training claim they were not paid. And the SAPS top brass continue to distance themselves from the warden until they are legally recognized as peace officers. In January 2023, group of 9 former employees of the Department of Correctional Services, DSC, were recruited to train soon to be established Gauteng crime prevention warden. An interview with Daily Maverick, Colonel Isaac Shabang, one of the most senior of the trainer and former head of maximum security prison, has explained in detail how the trainers spend most of their next 4 months at the castle in resort near culinary training, 5,000 new recruitees in discipline, physical training, drill, and preparation for the passing parade. Okay, so according to Shabangu, their job include administering the admission process upon arrival of each group of trainee. 2, inflicting and maintaining discipline and law and order at the training camp. Solving complaints and attending to requests made by students during the day, after hours, and over weekend. Right. So those are some of the things that they were asked to do. But the bottom line is that these people have not been paid And I think that that is exactly what you are here to do, what you are here to, what you are here for, right? Now, I have a very serious problem with this because if these people are not paid, then what does it mean? It means people like this, who, like the other time I had a problem with the fact that a member of, not member of intelligence department, I think they are, I'm not sure. But there are people who were trained in China, came back to South Africa, China and Russia, if I'm not mistaken. They came back to South Africa and they were without a job. They were highly trained. And I had a problem with that because that means that we have people who are highly trained. And if they are unemployed, how are they going to use, or where are they going to use their skills? I have a problem with that. If you train a person or people who belongs to the intelligence department and all the stuff, you need to keep them employed. That's it. We want peace in this country. Because if they don't have money, they know how to prevent crime, so they can create crime because they know how to prevent it. You know what I'm saying? They will create complicated crimes in this country. So keep them employed, please. We want peace. A damning affidavit implicating former state security agents, SSA Director General Sonto Konje, in suspicious transaction totaling to 100 million has disappeared in the hands of the Zondo Commission of Inquiry into allegation of the state capture. The Hawks who were investigating the matter were also elbowed out of the probe just when they were deemed the case was ready for prosecution. Records of evidence against Konje, who also disappeared in the SASA headquarters Musanda. Right, so this person, this case, right, the Zondo Commission does what it does. It compiles evidence. Then what? That evidence gets stolen, right? Then they are storing this in headquarters, right? The evidence gets stolen in headquarters. Guys, these people are very showing you a good eye. And then, mind you, they're outsmarting Hawks. The startling revelations are contained in the protected disclosure document, which was sent to Parliament Joint Committee on Intelligence and Security and Office of the Inspector General by a whistleblower. Right, Konje, who had to resign as a Secretary of the Defense earlier this year due to ill health, has been the subject of investigation relating to the suspicious transaction amounting to 100 million in respect of temporarily advance in hard cash to run a special project by her office between 2014 and 2016. 100 million between these two, in a space of 2 years, gone. 100 million. But let's continue. In July, a highly ranking official in the SSA called for a highly level intervention in the case of the Inspector General of Intelligence Department Joint Standing Committee on Intelligence and Minister of the Presidency Khubuto Mushadi, citing the matter as one of the examples that the agency faced a risk of collapsed governance. But in the document, the whistleblower, whose name is unknown to Sunday World, said investigation into the case of gross financial misconduct and suspicious financial transaction have encountered gut-wrenching challenges so far, including the suspicions the suspension of officials who were demanding financial accountability. So look at this. People just get it's so sad, You just get suspended for asking the right for asking the right things, right? So just asking people to be accountable, you get suspended for that. The whistleblower claimed that SSA was failing to learn from its past errors and was not putting President Ramaphosa's advisory Signi Mafumadi high-level review panel recommendation into practice, which includes, among others, restructuring the agency. The whistleblower said ongoing SSADG Thembi Machola, who had business ties with Koje, joined the agency when a criminal case was already open against Koje, and the State Capture Commission was sent an affidavit exposing those who misled the commission by the act of omission, including Koje, and using baseless and scapegoat-seeking accusation. I was cautiously optimist that Machola was going to prove fully support to the law enforcement agencies in the investigation of the former DG. Event that followed made me doubt her impartiality, said a whistleblower. The whistleblower added that the affidavit dispatched to the Zondo Commission detailed the suspicious transmission by the former DG, committed and modus operandi used. Right. It appears that my suspicion fell through cracks in the commission. The official responsible for the administration of the submission confirmed not to have seen the affidavit. After seeing no response from the commission, noting the confusion on how the case was handled between Hawks and the ID, the whistleblower decided to take action, writing to the Zondo Commission on May 9, 2022 to express the concern. But there was no response from the secretary on the Zondo Commission, Professor Itumeleng Masala. The whistleblower added, I've been making follow-ups with the ID investigating handling the case, and despite effort made, it's still not clear what happened in the submission. The whistleblower said on January 6 last year, they wrote to Machola seeking SSA assistance in ensuring that the commission found a way to deal with the submission in the affidavit. On the 15th of January 2023, DG responded that it was not a good idea for the SSA to be involved, that engaged in a matter in my personal capacity should continue doing so as individual. I began to wonder if the refusal was not because I was pursuing a matter that involved a fellow director of mineral resources. It's called Prosombi Mineral Resources, notwithstanding that the entity was deregistered, he said. The whistleblower said, on May 5 last year, ID requested additional record from the SSA, including personal operational documents such as project plans and report on support to the 100 million taken in form of temporal advance. Conjure alleged claim was for a special project. According to the manager in the office of the DG, the documents were handed over to the DG's office before Machola arrived at the agency. To date, the office of the current DG has not confirmed or refuted the handover claim. These are operational documents of project valued at millions that have been alleged to have been sensitive. Mina guys, after going through this article, I cannot help but ask myself a question. You know, when you go to the police, right? You go there with an intention of getting help, do you? You do, right? So, what happens if you hear that police are involved in criminal activities? Do you get courage to continue? What happened? Like, it feels scared, eh? It feels so weird. It feels so, it feels like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's a bit of a tough feeling, you know. Yeah. It's one that you kind of sit down and be like, if they do this, 100 million. And these people, you can tell that these people are well organized, and they understand every single thing that is happening. They understand. These people are members of intelligence department indeed. Like, look at the way they are able to still document from the Zondo Commission. They are able to still, the only document that relates to their story. Boom, gone. The next thing, they go to the headquarters where the document is stored. They eliminate or they still just that document. This is just a game, guys, this is just a game. But I have a problem with the fact that it is a damning image to the South African police service at large, because everything that has got to do with policing in this country, even if it's not necessarily related to the investigating officers or the general police or the visible police that you see out there, even if it's not related to that, but anything that is done under policing, whether it is in the intelligence department, whether it is in the investigating officers, whether it is in the visible police, whether it is in the management of the policing, but anything that has got to do or that relates to policing in this country, even if the departments are different, it all boils down to the image of South African police service. Like, people lose trust in the visible South African police service. You know, things like this has got nothing to do with the visible South African police service, but it is denting their image because they are policing people that are supposed to be trusted. And I always say to people, you know, when you talk about police are the most important people in this country. That department, that thing is so sacred that it's almost difficult to see this country moving forward except there be police. Police are very important. But they are important as long as they stick to their definition and they stick to their mandate. That's the only time police becomes important. But if police becomes so corrupt like any other, then they are no longer important. I'm afraid to say that a country that does not have proper policing, it is bound to be in a chaotic state. And you don't want the country to be in a chaotic state. You want the country to be functional. You want a country to be trusted by the civilians, by the citizens. You want the people to relate and trust the police. But then in this case, these are damning allegations that you kind of feel like, this has got severe consequences in the image of South African police service.